today we're working in the field. Going to be doing a few little extra things for this. It's been an unfortunate event which has necessitated the use for this, and it's brought me all the way to Albury, so I'm a fair way from home. In any case, we have some wire and a dual voltmeter. This thing has a weird battery configuration. There's obviously batteries for the rear module, but there are two batteries in the front that are in a funny series configuration where they tap 12 volts off one battery, 24 volt off the pair, and the batteries go flat at different rates. Normally we have to disconnect them. We're working on battery isolators when we can find them, but he's always checking the volts. So I thought I'd find in Jaycar this dual voltmeter and wire it up somehow. And I can tell the guys in Jaycar here don't know me because I bought a bunch of things, including a low-cost multimeter, and they warned me each time that these are light-duty things and they won't carry current, and were a bit didn't really want to hear that I was going to be using them for a light-duty job. So anyway, let's wire this up. Our prep area done because we're in the field, and we'll sit our camera down here. Now I have to poke through my emergency box of gadgets. I didn't expect to be doing this in the field. Fortunately, I have a box of stuff that does include some 6040 tin lead solder. This is 1mm diameter, it'll do. Handy dandy Ryobi soldering iron that I'll put some tape on to keep from floating around. And I replaced the cable on this with silicon cable. Much easier to work with now. Alright, I should check that the tip is tight. That's good. This is the wiring diagram. Basically, common negative and a positive wire to either battery. Okay, they come with these little crimp terminals. I like to solder them on, but we'll sort something out with them. I do have some crimpers. And they do actually have the negative marked and the positive on one side, not the other one. So we'll measure out some cable to roughly the length we want, and we'll get these attached. Alright, we've got the wires sorted out. There's about 6 meters on either side. We'll get the soldering iron warming up now. We're going to tin these bits fairly generously because it is thin wire. I've elected not to use the crimp terminals. I am going to go through my kit of bits and pieces and find a fuse in here somewhere that is of suitably light rating, because I'm concerned if these things are short out somewhere, they're going to turn into a fire hazard pretty quickly. Alright, and it is a long bit of wire. Yes, I know there's voltage drop. We're not worried about pinpoint accuracy here. We're worried about sort of general, are the batteries good or not. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to solder straight onto this. I probably need some blue tack to hold it down. Fortunately, I keep an emergency stash hiding away under there. Alright, let's stick these down here. Our iron's probably getting close to temp now. Let's see. We are a bit. Give it a bit of a clean in the steel wool. This is not going to be the most glamorous of solder joins, but we will see how we go here. And that's not really the best angle. You've got to be quick with this or you risk melting things inside. You're going to trim a bit of wire off there. Do one of the positives. And we do number 3 if we don't drop the solder. Doing this at an awkward angle to try and get a good camera view, which means it's not optimal. Alright, let's thread things in position now. So I'm going to go right to the end of the cables here, poke them through here. Now the bit that everybody gets caught out on is when you're doing this, thread this bit on too. That direction, I believe. Pull all the cable through. I'm going to put the fuse probably on the positive end near the batteries. Probably 2 fuses, I think, for the hot wire. The ground shorting out is unlikely to be a huge problem. This is where it gets difficult. You've got to roll this in here, get this nut done up, and then you usually use a screwdriver or something to inch it up. It's kind of tricky. We'll get there, and I'll do that off camera. Alright, I've dragged out my portable lab supply. This is basically a buck boost converter I stuck in a box, and I put a plug on the side of my Ryobi torch. So I can turn this on here. and I can dial whatever voltage I need in here. Right, I've got the setting right. Let's wind up here. Let's zoom in just a tiny bit here so we can see what's going on. We'll wind our way up to 12 volts here. This is a really handy box. I call it my portable lab supply. It allows me to take 18 volts out of this battery and dial up a nice accurate voltage that I need in the field. Let's see, that's 12.05 and it's going to register as 12.1. Let's go back to single digit adjustment here. Well, that's pretty close anyway. So let's go 11.95. Still going to, I've got to confirm. So there's a little bit of offset for it. 12.95, still going to register at 12.1. Oh, I've got to go up. So yeah, 12.95 is going to register 13 volts. We're pretty good. So can we do 24 volts? We can. 23.2 volts, that's all right. Let's go through and change that last digit to a 0. Get it bang on. 90. So 23 volts is pretty good. Let's go, no, not 30 volts, go back to 20, 10. It's a bit janky how this works, but it is better when you've got nothing else in the field. 12 volts on the dot. This is going to register 12.1. This I have checked on a proper desk meter and it is a little bit off, but not too far off. So close enough though to find out if our batteries are knackered or not. Now, the key thing is we're going to lift our camera. It's getting going to be dark soon here, and we don't have keys to this yet. We'll be getting in and installing this tomorrow. So that will be a separate video. My editing abilities are limited in the field because my little mil-spec laptop, as good as it is with the external video card that I managed to put in there, or add-on video card, it's still just not quite up to the spec of my nice Ryzen 9 3950X at home with my I forget what video card I put in there. I know it's a good one and it does things really quickly. I've got 64 gig of RAM as well. My laptop, however, does not. So this will be a simple field edit done on my phone. I hope you like it. I'll probably make that part 2. Anyway, see you later. Anyway, I hope to see you again in Bendigo.